Yo, 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 what it do?
No.
Alright, that was my attempt at being young. I'm done now. Or, no, you know what I should have done is, yo, it's your boy. That's like every YouTuber.
Is it really?
Yeah, every YouTuber is like, it's your boy, blah, 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 or whatever.
I feel like I would immediately turn it off.
I watched this guy that does video game content. His name is Rick Cacus. And he goes, it's your boy, blah. He says like some weird name, Cacus, every time. Like he changes it up. I'm like, ugh. But how was your week?
Oh my goodness, my week was crazy. Crazy. I don't even
Yeah,
remember my member.
remember.
I don't even remember Monday. Like what happened that day. That day didn't exist. Tuesday was kind of a whir. Back to school as usual. Wednesday, I forgot to order a dozen kids' lunches for the next
Uh-oh.
day because the next day was a half day and the teachers were supposed to order the exact amount of lunches needed for their eighth period, and I totally forgot. So I
Yeah.
was texting one of my assistant principals, and I was like, "Can I just buy them lunch? Buy them and bring lunch from my home?" She's like, "I don't know, but I love that. I love that solution." I said, "I already ordered the stuff. Is that okay?" She's like, "Okay."
So wasn't Monday a holiday?
It was.
So wait, so Monday was a holiday and then Thursday you had a half day?
Yep. And then
You
Friday
teachers have
night,
it so easy.
hey. We had to stay, okay? We had to stay the whole day. And then we had to come back to school the next day. It was staff development. So
Staff development.
the kids came to school for 2.5 days. We came to school for 4 days.
Ooh, 4 days.
Shut up. And there was a meeting. So pretty much every day after school, there was something going on. Like, because this week was also my son's birthday on Tuesday. So we had a little dinner celebration
Oh,
on Tuesday. Nesto cooked for him. Wednesday,
wait, Julian
or
or Aiden?
Aiden.
Oh,
He
happy
turned,
birthday, Aiden.
thank you. He turned 5. So he's of school age now. He can finally go to school next year.
You should put him in school now.
Nope, wouldn't fly. And then there was a Cub Scout introduction slash sign up meeting that the boys were interested in. So we took them. Unfortunately, Aiden's too young. He's got to be in kindergarten to join, but they said he could still participate in lots of things. So I told him he can be his brother's Cub Scout helper.
That's cool.
Yep. So that'll be interesting. That'll be every Monday. Oh, and also me and another coworker are starting a D&D club. He's done it before at the high school. I never have. He said COVID kind of killed it off, but this year he's already been asked by a handful of people if he was going to have D&D club this year, and so he decided why not, but he wanted to help her, so he asked me. So that's going to be my Tuesdays. Cub Scouts are going to be my Mondays. And Thursdays, I'm part of some literacy committee, so I got
So
busy
you've
weeks ahead.
decided that you don't have free time, is what I'm hearing.
Basically. Plus, we get out later in school. We get out at 4:30 instead of 4:05,
Mm-hmm.
and the day ends later. And it's fucking ridiculous. Like, I usually stay no more than an hour after school, and so I've been
Lies.
staying until like 5:30 working, and I don't like that. So, yeah. Busy school year.
Yeah, but I mean, it sounds like a lot of stuff that you've done to yourself.
Yeah.
Now, just like not to be mean or anything, but are these things that you agreed upon because you actually want to do them, or because you didn't want to say no?
No, no, no. I want to do them.
Okay.
I want to.
I know me, and a lot of times I have trouble saying no to things, and then I overcommit.
Yeah. I really want to do Cub Scouts. I really want to do D&D Club. The committee I don't want to do, but I'm gonna get paid for it, so that's
Oh, there
nice
you
at
go.
least. And yeah, it's been a wild week. And yesterday we officially celebrated his birthday with cake and ice cream. And today we're gonna officially celebrate again with my in-laws. So
Nice.
it's been a crazy week.
It sounds like it.
How was your week?
Boring mostly. I played a video game.
Destiny?
No, Starfield just came out, so I've been playing Starfield. But yeah, no, Starfield just came out on the 6th. So I've been playing a lot of that. But, I was working overnight, of course, but it was still super hot during early morning hours, and I was sweating constantly. So that's always fun, when it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you're soaked in sweat.
Yeah, it sounds terrible.
Oh, it is. But hopefully today, I'm going to go look at another car. I had a couple of interesting passengers, but not in like a, oh, funny story type of way. They were just interesting because they were people I like to talk to.
Okay, wait a second. You're getting another car?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Did I, did I not talk to you about this off the podcast?
No.
Oh, I could have sworn I did. Anyway, yeah, it just makes more sense rather than try to fix this car up to go ahead and buy a cheap used car that I can still use for Uber that works better because, this one still needs inspection. The check engine light's on. There's no AC. All the TPMSs are out. It's got 260,000 miles on it. So it's like, maybe I just get something that's got less miles and the AC works and
Yeah.
doesn't need current inspection right now. And I can just do that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at another car.
Yeah. That sounds like the smart move.
I mean, even if I don't get very much for trading this car in, I feel like it'll still work out to my advantage because it'll also lower the payments that I'm currently making. So
Yeah.
it looks like a win all the way around. Except that I'll have a car that I'm not super excited about. The one that I'm looking at is a Chevy Sonic, which is a hatchback.
Yeah, I don't know what those words mean.
Oh, well, Chevy is a car maker. Sonic is a hedgehog.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing.
But it's red, though. Anyway, I had lots of cool dreams this week. When I say
That's good.
cool, I don't mean cool.
Okay. Oh wait, okay.
All right,
So
well,
you were gonna
I've
tell me
got.
about your passengers.
Oh no, like I said, I didn't have any cool story, bro type passengers. I just had passengers that were interesting for me to talk to because they were just a lot like I had this one guy who played soccer semi-professionally, and so I had to take him to the airport because he was flying to Chicago to play in a tournament that they were going to pay him for, and I was just
That's
like,
cool.
yeah, I was like, man, all right. He was from Mexico. Oh, I had this one. I do have one interesting story. I had this one guy. I was taking him to the airport, and he was from India. He was Muslim, we start talking, and he's asking me if I'm married or anything, and I was like, no, I'm not feeling that kind of energy. And he was like, oh, I couldn't imagine myself not being married. And I was like, oh, all right. And he was like, yeah, man, he goes, I need someone in my life, that is working with me, and I said, well, that's cool. And he was like, you should do that too. And I was like, chill out, bro.
Go get married right now.
Yeah. And he was like, you should get married and have kids. And I was like, except no. So anyway, I think that's all the updates I had, honestly.
Well, it's good then that you had a lot of dreams because I did not this week.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, my dude. Boogers keeps messaging me. She was like, you can talk about me. And I was like, oh, I already did. And she's like, what did you say? And I was like, I called you boogers.
Shout
I
out
don't
to
think she's happy
Boogers.
about it. Yeah. Hey, boogers. All right. So, we ready to get into it?
Yeah.
All right. Hit him with the intro, Tasha.
Welcome to What Am Dreams. I'm one of your hosts, Tasha, and I'm here with,
Dustin.
and we're here to talk to you about dreams. Dreams, dreams, dreams.
The
Cha-cha-cha.
what's for dinner.
What's for dinner?
I said dreams. They're what's for dinner.
Oh,
All right. So, did you not have any dreams this week, or did you just not have very many?
I didn't have very many, and the ones I did, I barely remember.
Okay. I guess I can go first. Okay. So, I had, it looks like 4 other dreams that I wrote down. I'll just go in order. So, this one didn't make any sense as to what was going on. For some reason, I was wearing what was kind of like a corset or like a bustier, but I
Oh,
was wearing it.
okay.
I was wearing it over my clothes, and the reason I was doing it was because it was making me look thinner, like because it was tightening everything up.
Yeah.
But I was trying to like convince people that it was manly to wear something like that, And everybody was like, "No, no, bro, that's a woman's garment. What are you doing?" And I was like, "Nah, look though, check it out. It makes me thinner." And then when you pushed on the sides, it was like really stiff. And I was, look, this is bulletproof, which doesn't make sense because corsets are definitely not bulletproof. But
No.
but it was funny, I was like, it's kind of like body armor, and everybody was like, "Oh, that is cool, man." And so they all started wearing it too. And I was asking people to like punch the sides so they could see what I was talking about. They were super impressed, and so all these people just started wearing corsets and stuff. And so during this time, I also went to church, which I haven't been to church in maybe 5 years. I should go back. Don't at me. So I I'm in church, or as I'm getting to the church, I had to give my ID at the door, which is also weird because it made it feel like a club.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it
Um,
sounds like a club. The church.
yeah, but it wasn't. Like I was literally at church, and
R.I.P. to the church in Deep Ellum.
yeah. Except I'm okay that it's not there anymore.
No, I
Um,
bet you are.
I was there so much. Anyway, so and then they take your ID. You don't just show it; they have to take it, and then you get it back when you leave. Which I was like, oh, okay, I guess. And so like I'm sitting there, and I wound up getting up in front of the congregation and like showing them the corset bustier thing, and was like, look, this is what all men should be wearing now. I had this long presentation and everything, and everybody was super interested. But then, like, when I go back to the pew, I find out that, like, I've lost my wallet. And so, like, I'm looking for it and I'm looking for it. And
Oh.
I found it, but somebody else had taken it and put their ID in it and was like, no, I put my ID in it. It's mine now. And I was like, I don't think that's how wallets work. And that was when I woke up. I don't think that's how wallets work. I don't think you can just like put your ID in it and then, oh, it's mine now.
Well, their name's on it, so.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. That's dumb.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah, something else. I love how you were giving like a TED talk on what's it called? Corset,
corset or
bustier.
bustier. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, I have never once put a corset on or a bustier. And it was funny because actually when I woke up and I was writing this out, I was like, what was it? And so like I had to look up what the difference between a corset and a bustier was. And I was like, well, this is unhelpful because they both seem kind of similar.
That's funny.
That was my first dream.
Well, that is wild.
Oh, real quick before you get into your dream that you can sort of maybe remember. Speaking of things that would make you significantly thinner, did you hear about the drug Ozempic?
No.
So there's this. It's a medication for people with type 2 diabetes, but like it's been started to be prescribed for regular weight loss as well for people who are overweight and stuff. Apparently it's really really positive in terms of getting all this weight to come off, but they also said that it works for heart disease. It's reduced people's risks of things like heart attack and stroke. Also, they said it could be used to treat alcohol addiction and possibly help to reverse dementia.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was reading this article and I was like, so let me get this straight. They accidentally invented kind of a cure-all, like
Yeah.
like it just does everything. So anyway,
That reminds me of a sci-fi book a sci-fi short story that I read. I forget what it's called, but it was an interesting read because basically there was a weight loss medication that you took. Okay. So it was set in the real world, but someone, doctor, scientist developed a weight loss medication where if you took it, it'd take about a night to work for you to be the ideal weight. So it was like cure all to obesity. And so it started gaining popularity in the world, and pretty soon everybody had taken it. The thing is that you spend a night of like complete suffering, and there's a high chance that you die if you
oh,
take the medication. You spend a night of complete suffering by puking out all of your guts and all of your fat,
oh, okay,
expending it. But lots of people, the people who survived, say that it's like worth it, and they never felt better afterwards, and they look their best they've ever looked, and whatever. And the main character in the story is overweight, and she refuses to take it. She does not want to take it. She's seen her mom take it, and now her mom's like a health junkie. She never has been before, and also she starts feeling herself so much so that she starts cheating on her dad and stuff. And her dad gets real sad
uh,
about it. Over time, her dad decides to take it too, the pill. And she's like, "Wow, I can't believe this is happening." And then her mom and dad are happy again, supposedly. And then her big brother, who's also overweight, way more so than her, decides to take it. And she just refuses to take it. And then over time, the whole world pretty much is taken. In that world, obese people are very rare. So she's approached one day by someone in public who gave her a card and said, "We'd like you to join this really mysterious thing." She didn't know what it was for, but it ended up being an underground thing where
Okay.
obese people were like in not a zoo, but people could come and mingle with them and just love on them, and it was kind of essentially a zoo that you can
Huh.
interact with. But they got paid millions of dollars for it. So what an interesting read.
That sounds like fun.
She ended up never taking the pill, along with several other people in this black market of people who refuse to take the pill.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Ozempic is a shot that you have to take, but what a world we live in now.
Mm-hmm.
But the book also sounds pretty cool, or short story, or whatever it was.
Yeah, short story. I'll have to look it up. It's on my nightstand right now.
Oh.
An anthology of short stories. Sci-fi short stories.
You're an anthology of short stories.
I am.
All right. So, do you have a dream?
I have one that I kind of remember from this week.
Okay.
What I do remember, really, really, is waking up and being super scared. Because it was a scary dream. I feel like there was blood, but I don't remember seeing blood.
Oh. Okay.
It was like a horror dream, a horror theme. In the dream, I remember there being a threat, like someone was gonna murder us. And by us, I don't know who.
It was you and someone else.
Yeah, me and someone else, and maybe multiple people. And we're in
Oh.
this we're in this house, in like a vacation house.
Yeah.
Where were we vacationing? Don't remember. I don't think that was part of the dream actually, but the part of the dream I do remember is hiding in the house and trying to get away, but not being able to make it to a vehicle that would take us out. Something kept stopping us. I remember almost escaping and making it to like the outskirts of the property, but then we were surrounded by the threat. I think it was people. It was just people who were trying to kill us.
Like cultists.
Yeah, maybe like cultists. It had that vibe for sure. And I remember not being able to get past a certain road because there's construction going on the road.
Yeah.
And whoever it was with me, we were panicking. We were both panicking because they were very close behind us and we were trying to get away still. And the construction workers, some of them saw us struggling and they were like, "We should let him pass. Let's let him pass." And so they were all like, "Go on. We'll save you. You're going to be able to get out alive." And we're like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you." And then as soon as we got out of this construction area, they had gotten there before us somehow, and they surrounded us again. We were about to die.
And that was when you woke up?
That's all I remember of the dream. I don't think I
Oh,
woke
man.
up.
Right at the good part, too.
I mean, sure. Right at the good part,
Well,
if it were a movie.
right.
Bad part for me, for main character.
Yeah, but I mean, like, if you're talking about telling a story, it's like, and then cliffhanger.
Yeah, man. I
To
don't know
be
what it was
continued.
about construction people. I think, oh, I know what it was, why I'm dreaming of construction workers. Because lately, this past week, some of our English teachers' classrooms had no AC. And
Oh,
so
no.
there were HVAC, electric
Yeah.
people, staff who works on all of our building issues. They were all there. There was like 5 or 6 of them. in our hallway trying to fix the AC issue, and the towels and shit and buckets because it was an accumulation of I don't know what it is, condensation or whatever. Nestor tried to
Yeah.
explain it to me because he's fixed several ACs in commercial buildings, worked on it anyway, and I was like, okay.
Yeah. Well, so there's a condenser that does create this like vapor, and the liquid is supposed to drip off and then run out because there's supposed to be adequate drainage, but some of those places either settle or the stuff and it winds up just pooling up instead of draining off like it's supposed to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that
But
makes sense because there was a whole trash can full of water at one point and splashed all down the hallway.
that was my nickname in high school. Trash can full of water.
Oh, that's no good.
Here come old trash can full of water.
But I am crossing my fingers that that AC stuff doesn't affect me because it's in the classrooms like right next to me, but I haven't had too many issues with my AC. Like it's usually on.
Well, the good news is next week is going to feel great.
Yay.
I don't know if you've seen temperatures for next week, but like Tuesday's high I saw was 78.
Yes, finally. I'm so ready for sweater weather.
I don't know about sweaters, but I mean, it would be nice.
Sweaters.
You're a sweater.
I would like to be one. They're so cozy.
No.
Yeah.
I just meant like you're like a wool sweater. You're all itchy.
You know what's funny? I did have a wool
What?
sweater. I think it was a wool sweater anyway. Maybe it was like a fake wool sweater. Because it was stretchy. I don't think wool's supposed to be stretchy.
Yeah. Sorry, when we started talking about sweater, I started thinking about SpongeBob. Started thinking about his striped sweater song.
The
And
best
then that
time to wear a striped sweater.
exactly.
I literally
Uh,
sang that yesterday.
so it also reminded me when I started thinking about that yesterday morning a friend of mine called me while I was on my way home from work. It was 3 o'clock in the morning, and she was like, "You should tell me a bedtime story." And I was like, "Uh, no, that's not how this works." And she was like, "Come on." I was like, "All right, I'll tell you a story that I heard from SpongeBob." She's like, okay." And I was like, "It's called The Ugly Barnacle."
Oh my god.
And so I was like, "One time there was an ugly barnacle.
Did
He
you
was
say it in that
so
voice?
ugly." I did,
You
but he was
fuck.
so ugly. Everybody died. The end. Yeah. She was like, "Try again." I was like, first of all, who are you to be making demands of me?
It's hilarious. You failed that time, Dustin. That's why.
Yeah, well.
Successfully.
Um, so in the other dream that I had, it's funny because, you were just talking about school and everything. And in my dream, I was back in school. Oh, this is the dream that I was telling you about that was kind of in that weird, like, when people lucid dream and they ask
Oh.
questions.
Yeah. Okay,
Um,
tell me.
so I was in school and I don't know like how old I was supposed to be or whatever, but I didn't feel younger than I actually am. It was this new teacher. She was asking me to do all these like weird tasks and stuff. She was having me organize everyone's pencils. I don't know what the hell that was about, but like she had me
That's
take
funny.
everyone's pencil and she had me organize them by size and color and by the paper that they used to write. So they were used to write. So like, yeah, I don't even know how that would be a thing, but like that's what my brain was saying. And so then, like, I started going through everyone's papers, and I was supposed to be unstapling all of them. And I went to go, like, ask her for clarification, and there was suck up that was there. It was probably you.
Yeah, it's probably me.
And she would do it, and the teacher agreed, and she kept looking at me all weird, like the teacher was. Finally, I was like, don't take this weird or anything, but you look really familiar. And the teacher got this smile on her face and kind of cocked her head to the side, and she goes, there's a reason for that, but I can't tell you right now.
Ooh, that's creepy.
And I was like, what do you mean? And she made it seem like someone was watching us that she couldn't talk in front of. And that we would have to go somewhere else for her to tell me. And I tried to ask more questions, and she would only say that we do know each other, but she couldn't tell me why or where, like where from.
Interesting.
And that was the last thing I remember, because like I woke up before I could like get her alone to ask her questions,
Oh man.
So yeah, I remember thinking that when I woke up, I was like, huh, that's like, those people that are like, hey, what day is it or what time is it? And then like, everybody in their dream starts getting all mad.
Yeah, that's it. But she didn't get mad, at least.
No, she seemed like she was different. Like she was like, yeah, I'm here for a reason, but I can't tell you why,
Interesting. Imagine if the people in your dreams who you don't recognize, people who have passed, or people in past lives,
Yeah, that would be cool.
or people you were supposed to know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just spitballing reasons why you've known her from somewhere.
Yeah. Honestly, trying to put her face together in my head now, I'm like, she doesn't look familiar to me right now, but in the dream,
Yeah,
she looked super familiar. Like, I was like, I know you.
that is strange.
It was cray cray.
Did you know you were dreaming?
No, I didn't. Not at the time.
Huh.
Like, I don't lucid dream.
You kind of did sometimes.
Every once in a while, when I wake up, I feel like I had the feeling I was dreaming. I feel like in the dream, I felt like I was dreaming.
Yeah.
But then I don't remember expressing that feeling while I was in the dream. So, I don't know.
But aside from that, he sounded like a teacher's assistant.
Yeah, but it was like all the weird tasks that didn't make any sense. Why would I be organizing everyone's pencils?
Who knows?
And why would I be unstapling them? The kids that wrote all the papers had them stapled together so that, obviously they went together. And I was sitting here unstapling them, undoing all of that work.
You're like the
So I've got 2 more dreams.
moot TA. Moot.
You're moot.
You already called me moot.
I know, because you started talking about punctuation.
Being moot.
I'm not happy about that. Punctuation is a necessary form of communication.
Some of my kids would think otherwise. They like to give me a whole block of text with no periods. Like it's a whole, like everything is said in one breath. A whole freaking page worth.
So that reminds me. So apparently Gen Z sees if you put a period at the end of your text message, that's supposed to you're upset about something.
What?
Yeah. If you put punctuation at the end of your text message, like just a period, they're like, "Oh, you must be upset."
Interesting. I mean, I guess I could see it in some cases.
Yeah. But like, exclamation points, everybody's like, "Oh, it feels like you're yelling," and I'm like, "No, it's just excited, you know."
Yeah. I've, I mean, I myself, whenever I'm texting, am sometimes very conscious of the punctuation marks I put, and sometimes if the other person hasn't been putting periods and I accidentally catch myself putting a period, like I'll delete the period.
I do it at random, apparently.
I have expressed or tried to express being done with a conversation with a period. Like a yeah. Like if I'm mad or something and Nesta's texting me, he texts me something long and I'm pissed, and I'll put yeah. Just a yeah with a period.
That's so passive aggressive. So passive aggressive. Yeah.
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 It's like his yeah, okay. Whenever somebody tells him something he does not want to do, he's like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. It always reminds me of when he likes to show that Peter Griffin meme.
Yeah.
Like when he doesn't want to do something, he just like snaps his own neck. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
That fucking guy.
To be fair, he doesn't want to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like every time we used to ask him to go to the club, and he'd be like, "Oh, okay." Or his, "That sounds atrocious." Uh,
Yeah, that's him.
so I have two more dreams.
Okay.
All right. So these next two are just ridiculous. My dad and I were stealing from Walmart, but
That's quite a starting sentence.
yeah, but we were doing it in the most elaborate and difficult way possible.
Okay.
So we were inside the store and we had gotten this huge ladder to get up to the ceiling of the store
Yeah.
and we cut a hole in the roof. And then we started throwing things out of the ceiling. And so then like we'd go around to the side of the store to pick up the stuff that we took.
That sounds so ridiculous.
It was like in the dream, it made so much sense. But then when I woke up, I was like, that was the dumbest way to steal anything.
That is very dumb.
But also at some point, I became aware in the dream that we were stealing stuff for some other person. Some person had hired us to steal something that was supposed to be like super important, but it was from Walmart,
Hilarious.
you know? So,
Oh, they hired the best
um,
right here.
yeah. So, like, we get to the last thing, and it had started to rain, and we thought we were gonna get caught, but we saw some girl that like worked there was showing someone else who worked there a video on her phone, and we were like, "Oh no," because she was also kind of pointing at us, and so we were like,
Oh.
"Oh no, she's got the security footage or whatever, and she's showing them," and it turned out to be like a video of someone else trying to steal stuff from Walmart. We saw the video because we walked over to be like, "Hey, what's going on?" And the video was somebody running out of the Walmart and like around the corner and slipping, just busting their ass. And they got knocked out cold because they hit the ground so hard. And so we
Yeah,
were
like
like,
look at that dummy.
yeah, and we were like, oh man, thank God that it's not us that she's showing on the video, you know. We can
Mm-hmm.
take all this stuff that we somehow stole. But then like as we gathered all the stuff, I forgot where we had parked. And like we spent hours looking for the car. And that was when I woke up.
Oh, they hired the best of the best right here.
Yeah. Yeah. It was ridiculous.
It sounds ridiculous. It sounds like a cartoon.
It felt like a cartoon.
Like, do
So
you think somebody would hear y'all cutting the hole through the ceiling?
yeah, man. You'd think a lot of things would have prevented us from doing the things that we did.
Oh, shit.
especially since, Walmart ceilings are very tall. There's probably a good 20, 30 feet above any rack in the store
So
where you can just
literally anyone.
yeah, you can just see everybody in the middle. Like the fact that we were going up this ladder, you would see us for sure. But anyway, the last stream that I had, weirdly, it had Elena in it again, but she like made a brief cameo. It was funny like that. So I was in a giant hotel, and I don't know like what city I was supposed to be in or what, but I was in the bathroom of the hotel,
Yeah.
and I was waiting to dry my hands because these Japanese tourists were there, and they they had all finished using the bathroom, and they couldn't figure out those Dyson hand dryers. Dyson, if you'd
Yeah.
like to sponsor us, go ahead and do that. You put your
Hey.
hands in it, and it blows a lot of air to dry them off. So they couldn't figure out they couldn't figure out what it did, and B, they couldn't figure out how to make it work. And so I'm sitting there watching them. They look like they're like, oh, maybe paper towels come out of here, blah blah blah. But they weren't speaking English because they're Japanese. And finally, I just walked over there and I showed them how I work, and they were freaking out. Which I was like, looking back on it now, I'm like, for sure, Japan has way higher tech than that.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't make any sense. But like I showed them, they were freaking out, and they were being like, "Oh wow, that's so cool." I walk out of the bathroom after I've dried my hands, and I guess it's the same people are trying to figure out how to work this ice machine. But the ice machine is very strange looking. It has a bunch of buttons and switches and stuff, and all of the little water reservoirs that were in it were all different colored waters: blue, green, yellow, red, orange, all that stuff. And they couldn't figure out how to make it work. And I was like, in my dream, I was thinking, well, maybe it's flavored ice, right? Like maybe the colors represent like the flavor, and it makes these flavored ice cubes. So like I walk over there, they're like, hey, could you help us figure out this? And I was like, all right. And so me being who I am, I just flipping switches and pressing buttons because I'm like, oh, surely something's gonna work, And then all of a sudden, all the water started to kind of drain back, and I was like, oh, well, that what that does? It's like that's a dumb button. And then after the water drained back, these little spouts popped up, and they started shooting the water out everywhere. I mean, it was
Like a
going everywhere,
oh, like a
all over
bidet?
everyone in the floor.
Like a bidet?
Well, it's an ice maker, so I don't know why you'd be sticking your butt on an ice maker. But yes, kind of like a bidet. But yeah, it was like a water gun. You could have said that.
Like a water gun.
Yes. So all this water is being shot out everywhere, and it's all like different colors and everything. And we're in the lobby of this hotel. I was like, why does this button do this? That makes no sense. Like I'm yelling in the dream saying this. I'm like, I don't understand why you would have a button that does this. Like this is dumb. And then the next thing I see is like Elena, who apparently works at this hotel in the dream. She's on the phone and she's like running over to the machine, and she's like half in tears on the phone with the manager, being like, I don't know what happened. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. This is my first day. And she's just like freaking out. At that point, I was like, I need to get out of here. I I can't be around here so that people know that I did this.
Like that chair in the ice cream place.
Yes. and then that was when I woke up from that dream.
Jeez. I gotta go. We have to
Yeah,
go
I was
now.
like, nope. Uh, that was good times. That was good times.
And it is a funny ice maker machine.
It doesn't make any sense. And I think that the reason that I was dreaming about an ice maker was because I've been watching a lot of TikTok. Every other TikTok now is, oh, I bought this ice machine off of the TikTok shop.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I don't care. But
Yeah,
then
it's
I
pretty
kind of
good.
also want one.
I would, but I don't want to clean it.
Yeah.
Cleaning an ice machine sounds like torture.
I don't know about torture.
Torture. Like, I might rather die. I just
Sounds a
watched a
little
video.
bit dramatic.
I mean, I literally just watched a video of a TikToker who was cleaning her ice machine. She was like, I literally had no idea this little tray came up so that you could clean inside of it, and all this black gunk started coming out, and I was like, no, no, ma'am, I refuse. She said she was refilling her ice machine one time, and she noticed that there was like little floaties. She
Yep.
was like, where are these coming from? And she pulled up a tray she didn't know she could pull up, and just saw the worst. It was the worst. And she had to stick like a little pipe cleaner through it to try and clean the tube or whatever. Like it was hard. She had to run water and bleach through that hole because she couldn't reach, all the way through the inside. And I'm like, nah, it's not for me.
Sounds like you're being dramatic,
No, I'm just developing what's it called? I don't want to say hatred.
but kind of a hatred.
I'm kind of a hatred for ice machines. Like I almost kind of don't want to drink ice anymore, ever.
Well, I mean, you don't really drink ice,
Shut up. You know what I mean.
but do I though?
You do. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
probably.
that's why lots of people order drinks without ice because they're afraid they don't clean the ice machines.
No, I order drinks without ice all the time because I think the ice takes up too much space in my drink. I'd rather
Oh,
have more drink.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Like sometimes I order drinks without ice if I think the place looks kind of rinky dink and I'm like, I don't know if they clean their ice machine here. If the floor is sticky, that's a telltale sign. Don't get the ice.
Yeah.
If you can smell the bathroom walking past it, don't get the ice.
Well, that sounds like good sense.
We just went to an Arby's yesterday and the whole place smelled fucking gross and it was coming from the bathroom.
Mm.
Did we still get the food? Yes, but we got it to go. Yeah, we took one step in and we're like, oh. And the more we kept walking in, we are like, oh, we cannot stay here.
I mean, I feel that. I typically like Arby's, but yeah, if I smelled toilet, I'd have been like, nah, I'm out.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So, real before we get on to the last bit here, I've just got HBO Max for free.
It is now called Max.
Yeah, whatever. There's a show on there called Restoring Galveston. I
Huh.
am super addicted to this show.
Oh yeah?
So it's these two people that they're basically like house flippers, but they like to see themselves not as flippers because they think that they're going through and they're restoring old homes to their former glory, in Galveston, Texas. And some of the architecture is super nice. And like some of these houses start off really rough. Yeah. You should check it out though if you ever get a chance.
Okay. Yeah, I like several house flipping shows sometimes anyway.
And like Galveston's super old, so there's like a bunch of really cool houses.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Okay.
you know what you should check out?
What?
The One Piece live action.
I don't know.
Do it. Do it. Okay, so
Eh,
I started watching the anime, right? And
yeah,
the more the more less interested in it because there's 1,000 plus shows and it's still going. I'm like, I'm
yeah,
never gonna finish this anyways. And also the animation is kind of a little wonky for me, but okay, the live action trailer looked pretty good, so I decided to watch it with Nesto. It is excellent.
mm,
I haven't watched all of it so far. I think we're on like episode 5, but it is so well done so far. Nesto was reading an article the other day, I think, about how Netflix finally realizes that they should not reduce whole animes, to a movie, a live
yeah.
action remake movie, because it just never works out. A series, you have, way more chance to develop the characters, develop the plot. I am loving it. I love it. I love it so much, it's making me want to watch the anime. So, anyways, check it out.
I might give it a shot, but probably not. We did free recommendations this time. I think that's all I needed to talk about on Dreamwise. Did you have anything else, Dreamwise?
Not really. What I do have is very short. I can save it.
Okay. All right. Well, then, are you ready for recommendations?
Recommendations.
Recommendation.
Recommendations. Yes, yes, I am.
All right.
It's almost spooky season. I think I know what I want to recommend.
All right. Is it a horror movie?
Yeah,
Then the whores come in, doing their little behind shake for the men folk. That was a line from Tommy Boy.
Tommy Boy. I haven't seen that in a good minute.
Oh my god, that movie's so good. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go first this week because I said so. I think
Hmm.
my recommendation for this one is going to be a movie called The Voices. It is what I would describe as a dark comedy, and it's starring Ryan Reynolds. It's from like 2014, I believe,
Okay.
and he's a guy who has, what do you call it, schizophrenia, and he's taking
Oh.
medication to keep the voices and everything from talking to him. Well, he stops taking his medication, and his cat starts talking to him, but his cat is like his voice, and then like also his dog is talking to him, and then I don't want to go into more details about what happens during the movie, but it gets really dark and really weird. And yeah, he's constantly hearing these voices from different things.
Interesting.
If you like Ryan Reynolds, and I do, I've got such a huge man crush on Ryan Reynolds and have had since he was in a show called Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place.
Nope.
The
Don't
man
remember
can
that
do
one.
no wrong. So if you like him and you like dark comedies and just weird outside the box thinking, check out that movie.
Ah, check it out. I don't know anybody who does not like Ryan Reynolds.
There are people,
That's weird.
I think so.
They're weird. Oh my gosh, that's a new thing the kids say. You're weird.
Yeah, I know. My niece was saying that the other day. I told her to shut up.
The voices.
Anna Kendrick's also in it.
Ah, she's cool.
Yeah, she's alright.
All right. I am also going to recommend a film this time around since it's almost spooky season and sweater weather is right around the corner. Sweater weather. I'm going to recommend Insidious, the first one. This is a
Okay.
horror film. So, in this film, there are parents and they move into a new home, and their son, for reasons, becomes comatose, and he, in his coma-like state, explores, like on his end, he's exploring a dreamlike world. So got
Astral
me,
projecting.
yeah. What really got me is that I forgot the term for it. Thank you for reminding me. Astral projecting. Before he becomes comatose, he's doing that a lot for fun. So I always find that fascinating, the idea of astral projecting. But it takes a
Yeah.
dark turn in the film because it is a horror film. And he seems to be trying to escape an evil, some sort of evil. So there's the premise of the movie. If you like horror film, you get a kick out of astral projecting. Check it out.
Yeah, man, that's a good one. I remember that one got me when I first watched it.
Mm-hmm. It's the same reason I got into Lock and Key. 'Cause there was that as well in that series, astral projecting.
Yeah.
Only theirs is a little
Yeah.
different.
That movie Sinister got me too, man. Made by
Mm,
the, I think, same director.
yeah. So Patrick Wilson, Rose Byrne. I love Rose Byrne.
Yeah.
She's so, what's it called? Not flexible.
Pretty.
She's pretty. But there's another word for. I don't remember what it's called.
Wasn't
She's in so many
wasn't
comedies
she
and
I was gonna say,
horror.
wasn't she also the mom or wife in the movie Neighbors
Yeah,
with Seth Rogen?
we did it.
All right. Dun dun dun. Added a little flair onto that last note.
Yeah, I heard. It was
Yeah.
something.
Thank you, Little Dreamers, for listening. Little Dreamers is our Patreon $5 subscription tier. Where can they listen to us, Dustin?
You can listen to us on Anchor, Spotify, Stitcher, Sirius, Pandora, and now on YouTube.
Yes, and you can find us on the socials thanks to Dustin on the TikToks, the Instagrams, and the Twitters.
Yeah, you know, the chat book and the face snap, you know, those things.
True. Right.
We also have an email address at whatamdreams@gmail.com where you can send us your dreams, and we will rate them accordingly and probably make fun of you a little bit.
Just a teensy bit. And again, thank you for listening from the bottom of our hearts. And bye.
Bye. Forever.